Well, man, oh man, we had fun. Yeah, last night I was just going to install the pusher fan. And be a little clip here after this where I'm doing it, where I still sound full of confidence. But it went downhill. 2 wires, the exact same color. Trying to figure out where they went. Of course, the wiring slightly disconnected for the battery, so it's not like I could just put a battery in and turn the key and test the wires. But we figured them out. One went to intermittent windshield wiper relay, and the other one went to the windshield washer, which also runs to the intermittent windshield wiper relay, so that when you apply windshield washer, you get windshield wipers at the same time. But we figured it out. We got everything put back together, heat shrinked, wrapped back up in plastic tape as it was to begin with, back in place. The fan is installed. If I bring it down in here, I guess you might be able to see we have a fan installed. Behind those 2 little bolts hold on that piece. It's got a couple extra holes in it. And behind that is a wiring harness with lots of wire. So we still have to change our throwout bearing. Around here, you can probably see down in there. That should be a oh god, I almost said that should be simple and quick. And I'm gonna bring our motor out. It's still on the engine lift, but it's at the edge of the garage. I'm gonna bring it out, hook it up to the chain falls here, make sure all ready to go. And should take the plastic bag off, but I suppose that'll probably jam up in something. Should be all ready to go anyways. And put the clutch and the flywheel on it. See, my plan last night had been to put the clutch and flywheel on and the engine mounting plate and so on and so forth. And this morning it would just be a matter of lowering the engine into place. That was my intentions. But there are roads and they are paved with good intentions. I was going to take a little more video last night. You'll see in the clip here immediately after this where I'm attempting to sound positive, and this will just be quick to put this wiring back together. It went significantly longer. We finished up with the light of a flashlight, trouble light, because we had run out of daylight. The entire job took about 3.5 hours, which should have taken about 20 minutes. I can complicate things. So, that's alright. It's done, and we're positive that there will be no more trouble. Anyways, the shop needs its traditional morning cleaning, but not as bad as some days. And yeah, we're going to get to it here. So that'll be the clip of the some of the fun last night, and then we'll try to update things as we go here. We might even have a cameraman for a bit of today. We'll see. Less video of me, the better, I think. Well, this is definitely how not to do things with Dan, but sort of. We've installed our pusher fan. As you can see here, we have a large pusher fan. It should be more than adequate. We have it mounted, well, if you can see, mounted right there with 1 bolt. Mounted there with another one. As you can see, extra holes, because I believe in measuring 3 times, cutting and drilling 5 times, and still being slightly off. Of course, what we didn't realize is that there was a wiring harness that ran underneath here. Alright, so now I get to spend the next while playing wiring harness fix. Because, oh yeah, we drilled through in several places. Because this lovely little guard hit it. But that's okay. We'll fix that. Put it all back together like it never happened. We've got our motor out here. Right there. We got our chain falls here. Gantry hoist. So we're going to wheel the motor out and hook that on, get it off the chain pawls, and then it'll be a matter of walking it back across here, dropping it in. We still got to change the throw bearing because, well, we got a new throw bearing. Why not change it? Well, we're about to take the last bolt out. It's holding her on the engine stand. Hopefully she don't tilt too badly in any direction. We got her fastened front and both sides. So let's see what happens. First thing we do is throw the wrench on the ground. Well, she didn't pop out or fly in any direction. Set these over here. Let's see what happens here. Amazingly, she's hanging on the jack stand. So we will put the flywheel on that we lightened up there previously, and the clutch, and the fun begins. Okay, we're moments away from how to completely screw things up with Dan. We're doing our best here. We've got new throw bearing in. You can trust me on that. That was a pain. We got the fan wired up so it blows, or pushes, or however you want to put it. This A-frame dealie here, it was a lot of fun because, as you noticed in the moments ago in the last video, it's out here, now it's there. The only way to get these things done was to deflate the tires and put the gantry on 2-inch extensions, and then with a strap on that side and a strap attached to that side, I pulled it a little bit at a time, one side to the other, while the girlfriend stood here and held the reins, as it were, keep the engine from smashing into the grill or the windshield. And we cleared with whiskers to spare. So I'm going to take a brief repast here to take the supervisor and her friend on a run over in the park for a few minutes, catch my breath, and when I come back, we are going to start lowering this puppy into place. Oh boy. I don't believe it either. It's in there. Well, sort of. Those with the keen eyes may notice a slight problem. My great intrepid knowledge and detailed attention to detail, I managed to put the motor mounts, bottom parts there, on upside down. So got to lift her just a little bit. Just one bolt, take those out, flip them over, and yeah, then that'll fix that. Brilliant me. But other than that, it's in there. It actually, it was a little tricky because there is no access port really in the bell housing at the bottom. There is access to the flywheel, but as soon as the flywheel goes by the edge of the bell housing, there's no cutout at the bottom. So you line her up, you hope for the best, you slide her together, and it would turn. I'd turn the engine in neutral, but I couldn't turn it in gear. 2 dowel pins lined up. I put the bolts in and did what they tell you never to do. I slowly brought it together with the bolts. However, in my defense, I had my fingers about 1/2 inch out from the end of the wrench and turned them 1 turn, 2 turns, then the other side, 1 turn, 2 turns, ready to stop at the hint of anything difficult. And it just slid right into place. Seems to all be in place. So we got the starter on. Muffler support is on down there, which of course we'll have to hook up once the muffler's attached. And we're going to just jack it up now, spin those motor mounts around and bolt that down. And Well, we'll be on our way to doing more. All right, that part has happened. So we have the power steering pump on. We flipped our motor mounts over so they're on there properly now. We've got the oil filter on. We're about to install the exhaust manifold. It should go without a hitch. Sure, why not? Everything else is. And that'll pretty much be it for this side, with the exception of that radiator hose, which goes on later. And then we will be going to the other side. And it won't be long before we're spinning her over and seeing if we got any oil coming up. And your guess is as good as mine. Okay, a moment of truth. Not the moment of truth, but a moment of truth. We don't have the carburetor on. We don't have fuel lines hooked up. We don't have the cooling system hooked up. And we don't have spark plugs or distributor. Spark plug wires, obviously. But, and we have a battery temporarily here because we're running got our battery installed in the back, battery box in the back. Are in the process of running the wires up, so this is just temporary. Seems to be sitting there. We're going to have our lovely assistant get in, turn on the key. Well, we will mourn the death after the explosion. And if nothing sizzles or pops or bangs, she's going to attempt to whirl it over. So if you would like to enter the vehicle, you probably want to get in, because you're going to want to make sure it's in neutral. And then you're going to want to push the clutch in and hold the clutch in. So, she's going to try to get in this vehicle, which is 18 inches off the ground. Would you like a stool? The only problem with the stool is please do not step in the oil. Because I use the stool to measure out the oil, because we do have oil in it. And of course, in the process, spilled oil on the stool. So, we'll see here. She could slip and break her neck getting in, which would be a tragic car accident in and of itself. Okay, you are in the vehicle, correct? Is the vehicle in neutral? Vehicle appears to be in neutral. Is the clutch pushed to the floor? Okay, hold the clutch in. Never let the clutch out. Keep the clutch in the entire time. And turn the key to the on position. Keys on. Anything happening? Fan's going as we expected. Try turning her over. Continue. Whirl it over a bit. And stop. You see the oil pressure gauge? Yep. There's the needle. All the way down? Yep. Okay, while whirling it, watch the oil pressure gauge. And stop. No oil pressure? Yes, no, can't. Hasn't moved. Well, that could be our oil pressure sending unit. If possible. It could be mirror to things. It could mean there's no oil pressure. That would be unfortunate. Try it again. Stop. Never moved the bit. Did any of the gauges move? Turn the key off. Turn it back on. Which gauge were you looking for movement?
Oil pressure?
Pressure, yeah. All right, well, I'm not sure if we have oil pressure or not, but we are going to turn it off. We're going to let her sit for the night. So the key is off, let the clutch back out. We're going to let her sit for the night and clean up and so on, because I think that's enough for today. As far as oil pressure goes, well, there's several reasons why that could be. It is a little unfortunate, but we'll check a few things. I'm sure it's not terminal. Well, I couldn't help myself. I thought maybe the sending unit was bad, various things. We tried a couple more things, then I thought, you know what? I'll crack the oil filter. Well, the oil filter is definitely full of oil, so she's pumping oil. Now, whether the sending unit's bad, just hasn't pumped enough to get the pressure in there, who knows? But yeah, she's pumping oil. So tomorrow, barring my regular scheduled screw-ups, we hopefully will hear some sort of bang. All right, welcome back to day 2 of How Not to Do Things with Dan. The entire series of How Not to Do Things with Dan will take up just over 55 years to get through that series, trust me. But for today's series, we got the installation, or the flywheel shield put on here. And we got the wrenches we think we need for it. We're going to have to go back under one more time. And through the oil I spilled when I checked the filter, see if there was pressure. We're going to take the spoiler I put on, the chin lip, air dam, whatever you want to call it, off, because we want to finish it up nicely and then reinstall it. And then we've got to come up. We've got to put the hose on back there. You could see the T-fitting coming out there. We just dropped the wrench, so that helps. And we need to install the carburetor, hook up the fuel lines. We need to install the radiator and hook up the water lines. And the distributor goes right in that hole right there. Spark plugs, wires, and it should start and run like a kitten. We all believe that, right? Sure we do. Okay, on with it. Well, the foreman was here a minute ago, but I think she went back inside. I'm sure she'll be back out to offer her woofs of wisdom at any moment. If I'm lucky, the girlfriend will come out and give me a hand here at some point too, because without her assistance yesterday, I wouldn't have got as far as I did, and I'd probably still be laying under the car wondering if that was my final resting place. All right, we got our test pilot here. I'm going to try whirling her over. We were a little low on oil, so that probably might have been part of the deal as well. But anyways, we are going to make sure the booster pack's on here to make sure she's got plenty of power. We're going to go for 30 seconds. Now, apparently is she pointing at something or no? Okay, she's just pointing her finger for fun. So I'm going to turn the booster pack on, tell her to go, and she's going to go for 30 seconds while watching the oil pressure gauge. And even if it starts coming up, do not stop whirling for those 30 seconds. Then stop, and you can tell me about it then. All right, we have power and go. And stop. No oil pressure, eh?
Up halfway.
Up halfway. So you just looked at me like that so that I would think there was no oil pressure. Make me feel like I was a complete failure and that my life was worthless. And then sit there and grin at me after repeatedly pointing at different things randomly just to sort of confuse the hell out of me as well. I see. We have a typical test pilot here. Real smart ass. Yeah. Okay. We have oil pressure, folks. Okay, I'm sure people will notice things that I forgot to do, was going to do, mentioned doing, talked about doing and didn't do, but we have the fuel lines hooked up, have the electric choke hooked up, throttle cable hooked up. We don't have the air cleaner on, so the vent line is just laying there by itself, but we do have the PCV valve hooked up. We have the distributor on, supposedly in the right spot, and timed to somewhere between 5 and 10 degrees, I would say. Wiring supposedly on the coil there in the right order. I guess as good as mine. No, seriously, it should be in the right order. We have the fan belt on. We're going to put antifreeze in. Antifreeze, that jug of fuel sitting down there, should be the only things left to do. So we're going to gather up our antifreeze, put it in, add the fuel, And the next thing you should see is this thing starting up and me making all kinds of happy sounds. It will be great. Okay, so you're sitting in there, you got the clutch in. Yep. She's in neutral. Turn it on. And just whirl her over and see if she starts. Don't touch the pedal or anything, just see what happens. Stop. Okay. Okay, we're going to try to start it. So, we've got it turned on there now. I'm going to turn the booster here so we got plenty of power. Put a little dribble of gas in it. And hopefully she'll lift some gas and start. Like I say, don't worry about the pedal. We'll handle that out here. Okay, there's full boost power. Let her go. Hold on. Okay, probably had too much advance in it, so she's going to try again. And same thing, just clutch in and keep going unless she starts or we tell you to stop. Go ahead. Stop. Oh, we're trying again. Give her the full boost. All right, start. Hold it. All right, made a couple of adjustments. Try her again. Oh, whoa. All right, couple of adjustments. Put the coil wire back on. Try again. Whoa. Okay. So, speaking of things I forgot, if we zoom in here, and you look down on your intake manifold, just below that yellowish wire, that's the exhaust gas recirculation valve which I took off. And I forgot to make the adapter to put over there, one of those ports is blowing back through, and so on and so forth. Good times. So, we're going to block that off. Don't seem to be getting fuel up from the fuel pump, which is a little concerning. We have an electric pump, which we can just hook in line. The return will work the same way and everything. So we're going to try that as well. So we'll get back to you after those. Okay. You got her in neutral. Clutch in. All right. Turn up the power. Turn her on. And let's see what happens. Again, stop before you do that, please. Again. Again.
screwdriver. Mark the tool. Mark the tool. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good, that's good. No, that's broken. Mark the tool.
We're going.
You feel that? Here, roll my flag. Okay, bring me the entire toolbox.
Yelling at me does not make me go faster.
Calm down my cycle. Watch the RPM. Success, ladies and gentlemen, success. Our check diving, you see that's well, that's not really exhaust leak, that's the header wrap burning up. Yeah, it works the same. Anyways, we appear to have a running vehicle. I'm happy. I say, what's that sound? Smoke is the header wrap burning, so don't start with me. Yeah, pretty happy about that. Of course, we haven't set the timing yet or anything. Well, you know, it's a little shaky in here and there's more vibration. I mean, took the balance shafts out, put metal motor mounts in. What do you expect? But yeah, there's still tuning to do, but I would say she's probably drivable. But we want to have complete transparency and honesty here. We you know, we don't want to lie to anybody. You know, if we accidentally do, we're probably not going to do much about it. But you know, National Apathetic Party, we nap. We say stay asleep and count sheep. But this thing will wake you up. We installed the electric fan, put a breaker in there. We've got it installed so it comes on even if the engine shut off, just because this thing could be a little hot, and definitely want to you know, just shut it off sometime for some reason. And it's hot, I'd like the fan to be able to still run until things cool down. The battery is not staying there, neither is the block of wood, so calm down. Or anybody has an aneurysm and feels the need to call the internet, please on me. Anyways, close the trunk. Yeah, but as I was saying before, in the you know, realm of being completely honest, as you saw, we tried to start. We had hard issues there. Wasn't sucking up fuel. We had that big vacuum leak. We fixed the vacuum leak. And we did spray, off camera, we did spray just a shot of carb cleaner in it. Brake clean, actually. Whirled it over, and she kicked and ran for just a couple of seconds, but that was all it took to suck the gas up. I found that on the starter, mechanical fuel pumps can take a long time, if ever, to suck up the fuel. But if you can get them to kick over on their own 2 or 3 times, then they'll come to life fairly easy. So that is what we did, and it seemed to. I'm just bending this down a little bit because I don't think you really want it touching the spark plug wires. It's flexible, so it's also quite warm. No leaks, not a drop anywhere. Oil pressure's good. Temperature came up. Fan kept things cool. Everything worked good. So it may need a little playing around with the timing, tuning on the carburetor, of course, and just the way I've got it with that cam and blinding that much off might not. She always may idle just a little jerky and start. You know, have to pump it and play with it a couple of times to get it to start, but I'm quite happy with it. I want to get the wiring done up tomorrow probably, and then we'll have a road test, which will be a separate video. But this was a great success. I can't say enough about the help I got from my girlfriend, the test pilot there. She puts up with a lot. And we were hooking the fan up there, and the engine was running and revving and going. There was a couple of sparks, and she screamed, and I can't stand screaming. And so, you know, that was a bit of tension there, but you know, that happens. And I don't think anybody holds it against anybody, at least not permanently, hopefully. But no, without her help, I would still be probably trying to get the engine lined up with the transmission. So big thanks to Diane. For everything, babe. Anyways, it does run, so that happened. Like I say, next video there'll probably be a little video showing the wiring that I'm doing here, and then there will be a test drive video. So stay tuned. If you've enjoyed this, let me tell you, I've enjoyed it. There have been ups and downs. It's an emotional roller coaster. Right from when that piston went down too far and the ring got caught till now, it's been an emotional roller coaster. To those of you that have watched, I really appreciate it. If you think your friends would enjoy it, tell them to watch it. If you don't think they'd enjoy it, well, and you don't like them, tell them to watch it. And actually, it doesn't matter if you tell anybody to watch it or not. I'm quite happy with my life without the vindication of like buttons. But if people are enjoying it, I'm happy with that. All right. Talk to you all later. Thanks for being along for the drive.